Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this week's episode of Mocktail Minutes. This is Brianna. Today, I'm doing a live. I think it's live because there's probiotics in it, but one of the organic living sodas, the spicy cherry berry. This one tastes, I'm not going to say just like Dr. Pepper because Dr. Pepper is really carbonated. It tastes like a slightly flat Dr. Pepper, if that makes any sense, but it's really good. They're gut supporting pro, and postbiotics. So again, we know that's a complicated thing to do. It's a blanket statement, but regardless, it's a good alternative to an actual Dr. Pepper, which kind of goes along with what I'm going to talk about today. But today I'm going to talk about giving yourself some credit, and specifically giving yourself some credit when you have lost weight or improved your health. So I've had this conversation a lot this week because I work a lot with diabetes, I work a lot with weight loss, and so a lot of people that I work with are on a GLP-1. And a lot of them are struggling with kind of celebrating their wins because they're like, oh, it was the GLP-1. My A1C went down drastically because the GLP-1. No, I lost weight because of GLP-1. And okay, to be honest, some of it is because the GLP-1, right? Like it definitely does help metabolically in the background to help those things. It does help you feel less hungry, have less food noise for sure. But don't discredit the changes that you have made. Okay, and I'm gonna come back to that. So there are people using it incorrectly. We know that. There are people that are just relying on it, not changing any other lifestyle factors, and sure, they'll lose weight. They're typically the people that will either stall out on their weight loss or they will gain the weight back. Sometimes they gain the weight plus more back. So there's definitely a wrong way to use this tool. There's definitely people out there who are excited that they don't really have to make any changes and they're seeing weight loss. So, yes, they are using that tool incorrectly. But that's what this is. It is a tool. If you have had weight loss from a GLP-1 or you've had a drastic change in yourself and you want to just be quick to discredit yourself, don't. Because I have seen people be on GLP-1s and not improve their health and not improve their weight and not improve habits. Okay, so it can go multiple ways. And I want you to give yourself some credit because you need to celebrate that you've done that. Okay. Your brain needs it. And a lot of times we don't celebrate our wins because maybe we're not exactly where we want to be. So we do this thing where we're like, okay, cool, that happened, but I'm not going to give myself any credit because I don't want to get complacent. What if I just get comfortable? I'm happy with this weight loss, but I still have more weight I want to lose. So I'm just going to keep on trucking and okay, cool. I lost 25, 30 pounds, like significant weight. Because you will have a hard time later on celebrating your ultimate goal. And you need this to keep going because once you've had a good amount of weight loss, your weight loss does slow. The trajectory of it slows down. You don't just continue to lose large amounts of weight. And that is the time that you really need to be motivated and feel like what you're doing is working so that you keep going because that instant gratification or that as quick of results is not going to be there. So you need to be able to look at aerial view, give yourself a pat on the back, and then look at the changes you have made. So I had a client this past week and it's just the GLP-1. It's just the GLP-1. And she went on a road trip. It was like a stressful situation in her life. She had to go on an unplanned last minute road trip on I-10, which sucks if anyone's ever taken a road trip on I-10 between Texas and California. And there's a lot of fast food places, right? And she has in the past kind of called herself someone that was like addicted to fast food or addicted to like good tasting food. And she was really worried. And we planned, okay, what are some things you can have on hand? What are some things you can do to just make something better. It's not the best situation. Like it's not the best it could be just because of your circumstances. She came back and she was like, I felt great in my body the whole time. I was able to put together like balanced snacks with stuff from the gas station. When I did have to do the fast food, I think I did the better option and I didn't overeat and I feel great. And I was like, that right there. A year ago, would that have been the case on a stressful last minute road trip? It's light bulb moment. No. Okay, then give yourself some credit. It is not all the GLP-1. You have made changes. If you are cooking more at home, if you are actually paying attention to your movement throughout the day, if you are strength training, if you actually care about your sleep, if you've reduced your alcohol, if you've done all these things, those have also contributed to your weight loss. And those are things you need to notice because that's drastic. Someone going from fast food multiple times a week to cooking at home every single night is a drastic lifestyle change that impacts you a lot. It was not all the GLP-1. Now, can the GLP-1 kickstart things or make things a little easier? Of course. Of course it can. But if you've been doing it, like kudos to you, right? And you need to if you're someone who's trying to taper off the GLP-1, we these are like the Wild West right now. So what is being said is if you were on a GLP-1 to lose weight, you will be on it for lifetime. Now, me being a dietitian, I'm like, that they're only saying that because people will have a hard time maintaining their weight without the GLP-1. So they're saying if you want to use it for weight loss, you need to always be on it so that you can always just get the benefits of it. I know that's incorrect because I've had people who have lost weight, come off the GLP-1, maintain weight, and they're fine. Now, everyone is a little bit different, but to tell someone you need to be on it for your life for weight loss is really discouraging and tells you right there, like, you suck. You don't know what you're doing. It's very similar to how I feel like we do it with gastric bypass, which isn't as popular as it used to be, but you're basically telling someone, like, you suck so bad at knowing how much you need to eat that we need to make your stomach smaller. Oh, what does that do to your mindset? If you need to be on a GLP-1 long term, okay. But my point is, when you are ready to come off of it, taper off of it, can no longer be on it because of insurance or pricing or all of the things. If you have not given yourself credit for the things that you have done, the side effects that the GLP-1 quiets are going to come back much louder because you were going to be focusing on them. Okay. So you're going to be telling yourself, like, the GLP-1 did a good job at making me feel full. And then you're going to feel a little bit more hungry because you're not having that delay in gastric emptying, and it's going to be so much louder. And you're going to be like, yep, there's that hunger. What do I do with it? Dang it. Like, I can't control it. When you know what to do because you have been doing the things. Okay. Think about kids, right? You tell your kids, like, if you think you can't do it, they usually don't. You give your kid, like, you could do it. I know you could do it. They do it. And then they're like excited about themselves. Like, the same thing. You need to tell your brain that because if not, that food noise, not feeling satiated, feeling more snacky, all of that is going to come back and it's going to be much louder because you've already told yourself, I cannot manage these things without the GLP-1. And you're going to be like hyper focusing on it, right? Like the red car thing. I don't know if anybody else has ever used that as a term, but that's how, like, we've done in my family, right? Like, you're thinking about buying a red car. So all of a sudden you see like all the red cars riding around when before you didn't realize how many red cars they were just driving normally, but because you're thinking about buying a red car, now you like see it everywhere, that sort of thing. So you need to give yourself credit so that you have the confidence to eat like you're eating and maintain your weight and feel good in your body and know how to balance your meals. You need that confidence to be successful off of a GLP-1. And I do know that you can come off of it and maintain weight. Again, everyone's different. It depends on what you're doing, but I want you to think about it. Or even if you're not on a GLP-1, because I know there's a lot of people that listen to this that isn't, if you have lost weight, I want you giving yourself some credit. And I want you thinking, how different am I today from who I was a year ago? What would a year ago Brianna do on summer break? What would a year ago Brianna do in a stressful situation? What would a year ago Brianna do, you know, yada, 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 and kind of look and see, wow, this and that is different. Go me. Go me. I have made these changes. We are so used to not celebrating ourselves. I think, especially as women, because I think men have an easier time celebrating themselves. But as women, we don't celebrate ourselves. Celebrate yourself. Give yourself some credit so that you can continue to be confident in those lifestyle changes and that they can continue. Because again, we've said 80% of weight loss is mindset. If you think you cannot do it, you will not do it. If you think you will not be able to manage your appetite off of GLP-1, you won't. If you think you do not know how to have good habits, you won't. Because you're directly saying, the only reason why I've done that is this. And if you take that away, there it is. And that's not the cycle you want to be in. So I hope this short and sweet episode spoke to someone. Even if you're not a GLP-1 and you've improved your health or improved your weight, give yourself some credit. Even if you're not where you want to be, that's important. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us on Instagram at Mocktail Minutes. And until next week, bye.